Habari Live
with Bob Thompson, motivational speaker and celebrated real estate expert. Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Tune in on all platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Don't miss this episode. We'll be all the way live.
Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast, the show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Iesha, Jimmi, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Yeah. Good morning. Another day, another episode of Habari Live. We are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the post of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we are all the way live from Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Damon Dipleen Ellison.
Iesha.
Jimmy so hyped. Anyway, that was your Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pumped, but anyway, we'll be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in our vibrant community. Today, we have a very special guest, Mr. Bob Thompson, real estate agent and motivational speaker. Let's go ahead and bring him in. How you doing, Mr. Thompson?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you coming on and sharing your expertise with us and our fans. So tell us a little bit about your journey from chemistry to real estate, and what inspired such a significant career shift, and what lessons did you learn from what you share from to others?
Really, what it came from is I just didn't want to do that anymore. I was set up. I could have done that for the next 15, 20 years, and I was already 6 or 7 years into it, and I was miserable. I had started going back to school, and I'm sitting in freshman chemistry with my own lab coat with my name on it, all of my own supplies, and I realized very quickly this is not going to work. So the biggest thing that we did was we put a plan together, and I started buying investment property, rental property. And I found that I loved the hunt for the property way more than I actually did the actual owning of the rental property. I mean, I wasn't a very good landlord. I was way too nice and tried to do everything myself, and it really wasn't working. But I loved the hunt, the negotiation, all of that stuff that goes into it. And at that point, we set up a plan. I was able to transition, and I walked out of that lab in 2007, April of 2007, and never looked back.
That's an amazing story, because many people, we get trapped into things that we really don't want to do, or we're really not hyped about it. We really don't like the road that we're taking, and we just keep taking that road until we get miserable. It's good that you were able to see that immediately and change and switch it up and get to going into where you want it to go. So you've had an impressive career in real estate. What notable achievements, like flawless cash for keys transactions and other partnerships with industry leaders, what strategies have been key to your success in this competitive field?
Honest to God, my biggest thing is I'm just going to be blunt and honest with you on what your house is worth and what we're going to do. And on the buy side, the same way. I do a ton of referral business, and I'm very proud of that, because my clients know that they can call me and I'm going to jump on it and get it done. And you're not going to get any of the fluff. I don't do, this day and age, it's 2024. I don't do signs in the yards. I don't do any of the labeled water bottles or any of the other garbage that a lot of agents do. And I see no point to it. And I'll point blank tell you that there's just no point. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm sorry that you think your house is made of gold, but if you live in a cookie cutter neighborhood and your houses are selling between 300 and 350, guess what? Your house is worth between 300 and 350, period. There's no other which way to look at it. And that's always worked for me. And it's what I do. And it's kind of what I'm known for more than anything else.
This morning there was some breaking news in the real estate industry where
Yeah.
they were taking some of the comps away from booking agents. I think it equals up to what, $24,000 that would be relinquished from real estate agents as they make their deals, and this will stay into the pockets of the homeowners. How do you think that would affect the future of real estate?
Honestly, that is more clickbait than anything else, and it's not going to affect anything. Sellers
Okay.
have always paid for the commissions that we get paid. So, in other words, if I list a house for 6%,
Mhm.
9, 10 times I'm giving the buyer's agent 3% of that.
Okay.
Not all the time, but for the most part, it's going to come out. It could be 5%, could be 4%, whatever the situation is. And that can be adjusted as we're going along, depending on what type of deal we're trying to put together.
Mm.
So I think at the end of the day, if anything, the only people that it's going to hurt is first-time home buyers more than anybody else,
Okay.
which unfortunately that's where, and I hate to say it, the government jumps in and thinks they're doing something good. And the reality is that they're not doing anything good.
Mm.
Because look at it this way. If I've got a client that can only afford a $150,000 house, and I'm looking at $150,000 houses, and that seller is point blank saying, I am not paying a buyer's agent, then how is that buyer supposed to get any support or get an expert like myself helping them if they can't pay me to do that? And unfortunately, they can't make payments on that. That's not a thing. It doesn't exist. And it's not fair. It's one thing. It's like it's always been. If you go to court and you don't have any money, then you have to hire. Then you can't hire a lawyer, and you got to go with the local lawyer.
Right.
But if you have money, then you can hire the best lawyer possible and go from there. So I think at the end of the day, this is my opinion, and I'll stand by it, that I think it's going to hurt people that are first-time home buyers more than anybody else. But at the end of the day, it's not going to make a difference. Buyer's agents didn't even exist until the 1990s. And
Oh, okay.
they still don't exist. The problem becomes that if I'm trying to sell my house, I'm going to want to offer that sort of representation, or I'm going to want to pay for that, because let's be honest, I'm going to get more eyes on my property if the buyer knows that they're going to have hopefully a competent buyer's agent
Right.
on their side and helping them out.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that's usually what you're paying for is the eyes or the knowledge that the real estate agent
That's
has
why you
that you don't know.
You're paying for the negotiation skills. You're paying for your honesty. You're not paying for magic marketing. You never have. You're not paying for me to just put a deal together because it makes, puts money in my pocket. You want me to be your advocate, your pit bull, your whatever, on whichever side I'm on of that particular transaction. You want me in the middle of it fighting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you like it or not, I have to get paid to do that, just like everybody else gets paid to do their job. And our jobs are interesting because it's not a tangible job. In other words, you can't see me work.
Right.
You don't see what goes on in the background. I can't carry my 17 years plus of experience in a piece of paper or a book and say, hey, look what I can do.
Right.
All I can do is I can, basically give you my phone and go, okay, we'll call these 50 people that I helped last year, or whatever the case may be. And that's the beauty and the power of a referral, is it means everything, because it's your friends and family saying, hey, Bob is the guy you need to call, and call him.
Mm-hmm.
And it will eliminate some agents. But again, those are agents that quite honestly probably weren't doing what they needed to be doing in the first place, and probably needed to be weeded out anyway, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of real estate agents out here. It's a lot of people trying to sell homes right now. We have to know the best people. That's the best way to know is referrals and talking to others and seeing how they went through the selling of their home and how they felt afterwards and how happy or impressed were they with their agent. So we have
if real estate's like anything else. It's like insurance. If I want to get car insurance really cheaply, then I'll go and call the general. If I want hands-on insurance, I'm going to call my State Farm guy, because I know that I can call him on a Saturday.
right.
Oh, hey, I got a problem. I need to fix that. So there's multiple ways to do everything. It just depends on if you want, top flight people to do the work for you. And again, I think it's more clickbait than anything else, but you and I both know 90% of what we see in the media is clickbait anyway. It just,
Right. That's the mission. I mean, they're
yeah.
trying to sell stories just like you and I are trying to sell whatever we're selling in life. That's just what
Mhm.
they're selling. So, as a motivational speaker and life coach, you often speak about the importance of saying yes and authoring one's destiny. Can you speak on a specific instance where embracing the mindset led to a significant breakthrough in your life or your career?
Yeah, I would say, quite honestly, I jumped into short sales in real estate in 2008 and
Hmm.
started helping people with those. And especially during that time period, it was quite important. But what I learned from that was by reaching out and talking to people, you can create lifelong friendships and support systems along the way. And I've been able to do that. I've got a past client, Brian Thompson, that started and runs the Virginia Black Film Festival and
Okay.
also runs Miami Web Fest. And by
Wow.
meeting him and helping him and remaining friends with him along the way, I've been in several of his movies. He's made movies for Tubi and Amazon and stuff like that.
Right.
And then I've gone down to Miami and helped him with Miami Web Fest. We just finished up the Virginia Black Film Festival, and I got to be there and support him with that. Clayton Powell was our lifetime honoree. We got to sit down and talk to him. Great
Wow.
speaker, just a phenomenal person that, as far as I'm concerned, you could empty my wallet tomorrow to listen to him speak again.
Mm.
And just a lot of the films that we saw were incredible. So it's that type of opportunities by saying yes and treating people with respect, then you get to meet people that you would never meet otherwise. I mean, I got to
Mm.
meet at the Miami Web Fest, we had DJ EFN and the Drink Champs guys were there. And
Wow.
them, and I'm an old school hip hop head. So we're
Right.
talking about old school Virginia hip hop, like the Lady or like that. No, those guys aren't going to remember me or remember who I am, but I'll remember that. And it's
Definitely.
a nice memory for me. I met a lady that had been on the Cuban boat lift, as a 6-year-old and was making a documentary about it. And
Wow.
how else in this world would I have ever met that woman if I hadn't met Brian, made a connection, done my job repeatedly for him along the way and his
Hmm.
friends and family. And then by doing that, then he asked me to come and support him and help him. And that's what I did. And then I got to meet these phenomenal people by saying yes and by treating people with the dignity and the respect that they deserve. And I'm very proud of that.
That's awesome. That really is because it's. I think so many people don't realize the power of just saying yes, just saying yeah, I'll do it. I'll be there, and
Yeah.
showing up and making sure you keep your word. This will take you into places that you may not know that you can get to, because
Yeah.
if you open yourself up to new opportunities, that's what's going to get you to the next level.
We talked, and I had that situation in Miami with, we had a bunch of local film and TV interns,
Hmm.
and we're at this major to do that's going on Thursday night with all of the movers and shakers of Miami are there, and we had made it a point, guys, if you want to meet anybody, let us know. And 4 or 5 of these interns are playing on their phone and talking to each other, and I'm going, guys, that's not doing you any good. That phone's not gonna, even if you're embarrassed to talk to this person, even if that person is a jerk, better to know now than later. And
Yep.
if it doesn't work out, well, then it doesn't work out. But you never know what can happen while you have a good conversation with somebody, and staring at your phone and talking to your fellow intern ain't going to get you anywhere. You could have done that at home.
Right. Exactly.
So, we have to jump out there and, sometimes we have to make a fool out of ourselves. And if it happens, it happens. Who cares? That person's
Mhm.
not going to remember you anyway. So
Right.
what difference does it make?
Right. And I mean, and then you learn so much when you talk to people and you go and you communicate. That's when you learn things from people. You can't learn anything just Googleizing and Facebooking and all this stuff everybody's on nowadays. Just take a couple seconds and talk to people, man. You'll never realize how much a person may know and be able to teach you, and especially to guide you to something maybe you didn't believe you can get to.
Yeah.
So
Or in a different direction with somebody that can help you. And that's 95% of it. I can't do anything for you, but okay,
mhm.
starting to getting making movies and stuff. Okay, well then I'm gonna put you in touch with Brian, and then he can kind of guide you from there. Or if it's something to do with, let's say, marketing and the niche work. Okay, well let's
Mhm.
go. I'm gonna go hook you up with Nicole, and you guys work it out on your end. That's the best thing you can do in this world, is try to facilitate other people's success.
That's real, man. And
Mhm.
Nicole helps us a lot.
A lot.
We appreciate her because we wouldn't be talking to you today. She's so great and intuitive and thinking about others and thinking about what others may need. And that's something that's
Not a lot of people
irreplaceable, and
have
not
that.
and a lot of people do not take the time to do that. And she's a wonderful person for doing that. We appreciate her. So we want to ask you, what advice do you give to individuals facing setbacks or challenges in their personal or professional lives based on your own experience and lessons that you've learned along the way?
Well, I think for me, the transition from real estate from chemist was a big one. And then, of course, I had 2 heart attacks and a quadruple
Mhm.
bypass in 2018 and was able and basically lost my entire business and life and was able to bring it back around.
Right.
It's two things. It's actually three. It's taking, doing a personal self-check on what you're looking for in this life and what you want.
Mhm.
It's persistent progress, and just the smallest of steps will lead you to the next spot. And quite honestly, and I speak a lot on this with young people, is
Mhm.
working in the dark. Not everybody needs to know your business. And sometimes there's so much negativity in this world. You just got to keep your mouth shut and just
Yep.
keep doing your thing and surround yourself with your people. I'm almost 52 years of age,
Mhm.
and 30 years ago you didn't have those options. Now if I wanted to be, let's say, a screenwriter, I can go online and I can have people review my work and say, hey, it's really good, or you know what, Bob, it's not very good and maybe this isn't for you, and you find something else to do, and that's fine.
Mhm.
But 30 years ago, my world was my local community. I wasn't going to meet anybody that knew anything about screenwriting in my local area.
Mhm.
That's the beauty of what we do, is everybody is going to, there's a lot of negative people, and you just have, again, you have to keep your mouth shut. Nobody needs to know all your business,
Mhm.
and put your head down, do the work, and then when you're ready to come out with whatever you got going on, boom, there you are. Again, that way you've eliminated 90% of the people that aren't doing what they want to do, so they're going to downplay what you're trying to do, because
Yep.
everybody somewhere, you
Yep.
know, do. I mean, look at, your Jeff Bezos and your, like, Robert Johnson, who was, the founder and creator of BET.
Mhm.
Started doing that and buying those stations. Nobody knew what he was going to do and where he got. That's, we don't see the process. We
Right.
only see the end result. We look up one day and suddenly somebody's a star. Okay, well, we don't see all of the work that goes into that.
Mhm.
Sometimes it may be somebody that's quiet and in the background, but is still super successful within their own world. I mean, Robert Johnson's a good example of that. He didn't really, stick his nose into a lot of politics and stuff. He just did his thing, built his empire, and boom,
Yep.
there he is. So you've got to kind of go about things that way 9 out of 10 times, because people will tell you that you're wrong, and that's
Mhm.
what people love to do, unfortunately.
Yep. I mean, that's people just gravitate towards negativity. I mean, that's just, I don't know if it's just
It's a
human
human
nature.
nature.
I don't know. I don't understand. But I try my best to stay positive on all situations that we do, and just stay away from negative people and negative people who have any type connotations with that. It's just not my thing.
And some
So
people, they don't want you to do any better, or
mhm.
sometimes you have to split away from people because you're bringing each other down. I know when I was
Mm,
in my early 20s, and quite honestly, being a loser and living at home and being a bum, you're gravitating towards those same type of people, and you're just
mm,
dragging each other down. So you almost have to break away, then everybody tries on their own,
right.
because it's real easy to be convinced, hey, well, you want to go party tonight? Well, we partied
Mhm.
last night. Well, come on, I'm gonna pay for it. Okay, well then the next thing you know, it's 4 days later and you've accomplished, again, absolutely. So you got to get away from that type of stuff.
Hmm. That's why I tell people all the time. And people, I talk about my move away from Illinois to Arizona and how it opened up opportunities for me because I felt like I was pigeonholed there and I couldn't get to the places that I needed to get to. It was a change of mindset, and changing my mindset was important to for me to see success in my life. And I think that some people just get too scared and to get out of their comfort zone, and they're just trying to make the best out of the situation, but sometimes you have to get to your worst spot for you before you can get to your best spot. And that's the way it is, man. You can't stay in comfort and think that you're going to be able to be successful tomorrow. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to do some things differently than you did them yesterday. And I think too many people think that, oh, I can stay like this and it's going to, no, man. If you want to
No,
do something, you have to, hey,
sort
you
of,
got to leave mama's house.
yeah.
Maybe you have to do something different.
Win the lottery, or you have some sort of magical talent and ability, which 99% of us don't have.
Mm-mm.
You've got to put in the hard work. And some of that is, changing your situation. I think that's one problem we have in our country with folks that get out of jail. They end up going right back in because they
Right?
end up brought back off in the same neighborhood,
Same
or the
environment.
same people. If they're an addict, they're still
Hmm.
around the same type of people. So maybe there needs to be some way to where you could, almost uproot somebody from that environment completely, to where they don't have to go back and face those same people from day to,
Hmm. And that's,
with
man,
other.
people don't realize, man, how much your environment, the people you're with, how much that's held your life down sometimes. Sometimes you just need to get away from those people. It's hard to say it, but sometimes you just need to switch it up, get away from those people, get around people that are more positive and are doing more positive things. Your friends, if they don't understand, hey, they're not your friends anyway. So you have to figure out what does best for you. So what are some common misconceptions people have about achieving success? And how do you address or debunk those beliefs in your coaching sessions?
I think a lot of people just assume that once they get to a certain point, they're done and they can just coast from there. And I
Mm.
learned that the hard way with the heart attacks and the bypass, that that's not how it works. And at the end of the day, we have to always keep moving forward and keep pushing, because at any time we can have it taken away from us. As I did it, the end of 2017, I had sold 70 properties, which is massive for a solo agent,
Goodness.
top of the world, bought a new car, this and that, rolling along, and then boom, one heart attack, boom, the second heart attack the
Goodness.
day after my birthday, and then we're doing the bypass, and then come, Christmas of 2018, I'm broke, cleaned out, wiped out. They walked away with my Wells Fargo canceled my bank account, they canceled
Mm.
my credit card, and they repoed my vehicle. Now I was able to get the car back, but as much money and stuff that I thought, number one, I was earning, and number two, that I had put away, I
Mhm.
was not prepared for a life-changing event like that. As much as
Right.
I would love to tell you that I was, and I thought I was at the time, and quite honestly felt untouchable,
Mhm.
that was not the case. And I think we all have a tendency to feel that way, and we've got to
Mhm.
remember, we've got to, almost double and triple plan for that rainy day and be prepared for anything, and shift if we've got to shift, and ask for help. That's the biggest thing that I
And
did do. And by the time I asked for help, it cost the people that helped me more money than it should have,
mm,
because if I asked earlier, then I wouldn't have put myself in that bad of a position. But I tried to be the man, handle my
mhm.
business that we're
Right.
taught to do, and it just didn't work, period. And then I had to finally reach out, but it was almost too little too late in a lot of ways.
Man, that's definitely a life lesson that we all should take up and listen to. It's your life can change in one day. Um, things can go wrong that you think that's been going right for years and years, and tomorrow is just totally different. It's hard to plan for those things, but it's best to try to your best ability to try to plan for rainy days, man, because it's hard once you get into it. We all know,
Mhm.
we've all been there. So my last question I have, looking ahead, what are your aspirations or goals for the future, both professionally and personally, and how do you envision continuing to make an impact in the lives of others through your work?
Okay, so I would say professionally, I would like to get up to the next level. As Nicole helped me with the book, and we've got the book and the course coming out. So we've got some great things going on there. My book is called Want More, Take More. We've got a whole video course, the whole 9 yards. I've done some public speaking at some colleges. I'm looking forward. We're lining that up again. I really want to push that quite a lot.
Yeah.
I like to reach out and do some local speaking and talk to young people. That's important to me also. I would kind of like to get to the spot to where Les Brown is, where everybody kind of has their own style and their own thing, and
Mhm.
you don't like certain people, and there's nothing wrong with that, and it should be that
Right.
way. And Les Brown is the guy that I admired and loved growing up, and I have more of a his style, I think, than I do anybody else's. I'm not a Tony Robbins guy, and I'm not necessarily
Mhm.
in to sell you on 15 million different books and things and
Right.
this. And I'm more about sometimes you're just going to have to get off your behind and get it done. And I think that's the important factor. Personally would be more of the same. I'm blessed to have, my father's still in my life at almost 82 years of
Wow.
age. That's important to me. And he's doing health wise, and we're very close. I lost my mother in 2009.
Mm.
And personally, again, reaching out and helping, continuing to do what I'm doing and get to the point where I would like to see a combination of stuff to where, let's say I'm doing a big public speaking gig and I'm getting paid well. So I can go in and do something for free in the local community and make that trade-off. And Nicole and I have talked about putting together some sort of scholarship within the niche work, because we know people that have a voice and they have things that they want to say, but they don't know how to get to that next spot, next level, or even can't take the 15 minutes to kind of, cohesively put their thoughts together. And even though you feel like they have something important to say, and I really want to try to help folks, motivate and push in that direction too. So that's really what it's coming down to.
That's awesome. And I really, I can get behind that, because we want to put something together with you guys to do something in that realm where we can bring you guys out, you guys can speak, and we want to start putting things like that together. We'll get together with Nicole and we'll figure something out, man, because I just want to do something in that realm where we have some people come out and they can learn, and just having workshops and different things like that for people can learn from people like yourself who's been through a lot of things and understand how to start businesses and how to keep the business going. And for people can learn about the things that they need to learn. It's hard sometimes out here by yourself when you're trying to do a business and you don't have a person that you can go and talk to when you have questions. So that's something that we're going to have to put together and figure out for the future, because I think that'll be really cool. And we have a couple other motivational speakers we know, so that'd be dope.
A lot of people, it's not so much that they don't even know where to begin and know where to go. And that's the biggest thing that unfortunately folks have to be taught. And there's another, that's the way it should be. We don't teach that to our young people enough. And quite honestly, we don't teach it to anybody really. You figure I was 35 when I made the transition from chemist to real estate. And that's the first time I'd only had one job. Up until that point, I always, had the hustle going on and all of that type of stuff. So I think we have to realize that people are successful, and 9 out of 10 times that's not handed to them. Whether we like their attitude at the end of the day when they get famous, I don't have an answer for that. I wish I had that problem. If I had $1 billion, I don't know if it would change me or not. There's only one way to find out.
Right.
Like to think I would still be the person I am, but I don't know. Nobody, for the most part, most of us come from humble beginnings or average beginnings, and we just have, those type of people work hard and succeed. And that's really all you can do at the end of the day.
That is very true. And we appreciate you stopping by here and talking to us about everything. We really appreciate it. Can you give us, talk about your website? I know you have your website, and tell people, is your book ready to be purchased?
The book is ready. The course is ready. We did a video piece to it. We've done a little bit of everything. I feel like I come across better live or in video than I ever do on the written page. I don't know. It's maybe, and I'm weird like that, but I kind of wanted to have that component to it. It's not real happy-go-lucky. I'm kind of like, okay, well, let's put this together, and this is what I'm going to say, and this is what I'm going to. So I'm not Mr. Cheerleader, which I think works for me because I think it comes across honestly. But shameless plug, you can go to whatbobthinks.com and get the book and the course there. Want more, take more. And I'm old school, so they can always reach out to me on the Facebook and the TikTok at whatbobthinks.com, What Bob Thinks, LinkedIn, email me. Heck, you can give me a phone call, send me a text, whatever. I'm weird like that. I still answer my phone.
That's awesome, because a lot of people do not, and they don't even answer the emails. But we appreciate you, Bob, for stopping by and talking about everything. And what?
You don't answer your phone.
Whatever. I'm the worst. I'm pretty bad.
Busted.
Text me.
Man, I could be in a house fire and I have to text him.
Yep. I will answer there. But yeah, we appreciate you stopping by and talking to us a little bit. And like I said, we will get together in the future so we can put something together for you. So you have a great rest of your day. And we appreciate you stopping by again.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I look forward to it.
Thank you. Bye-bye. What is that about?
I don't know. I don't know why you did it like
Who
that.
says bye-bye?
You.
Just whack. Run a commercial, bro. I know. I keep forgetting, man. Welcome back. Well, let's go ahead and do some news.
Go ahead and run Habari News Weekly for me, Jimmy. Of course, huh?
Yeah.
Now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison. Spun.
Old ass pictures.
They're not that old,
Yes,
bro.
they are like 20 years old.
Quit it. We haven't been doing this stuff that long. Can't be no more than 3-4 years old.
Some of them pictures are pretty old.
3 years. 3 years old, bro.
Some of them is like 5.
5?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Some of them we took when we was with what's his name?
Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah, so that was like 5 years ago for those.
So, since we left last week, Israel has been planning on entering Rafah. So they're gonna keep going, man. They're not listening to anyone. I think Biden, a couple others have asked them to calm down, and Israel is not here. Netanyahu is not hearing that. He's still trying to move forward. I don't know, man. It looks like we're gonna have to. I don't know. We have to pull back aid. What they're doing, I think I understand why the conflict started, but it's getting to a point where it looks like you're just trying to commit genocide to these people. I don't know, man. That's just what it looks like, man. It's pretty bad. Fannie Willis will stay on Georgia's Trump trial. We had a shooting in the New York subway that was caught on video. It's pretty ridiculous, man. Looked like it will be a self-defense case because the guy was just being an idiot. And Trump classified documentation case will move forward. He won't be able to push it back. So this dude got like 95 court cases going on at the same time and still want to be the president. It's unbelievable. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump off our first story, man. For this week, we have Senator Bernie Sanders. He unveils a 32-hour work week bill, which is pretty awesome to me.
I hope it passed too.
Me too. A lot of people, they're gonna say, why don't they just give us more money per hour? But we work too much as an Americans. It's not about the money per hour, the 40 hours and what you get paid for those 40 hours. You still would get that, but we do not get the same amount of time off as the other countries do.
Mm-hmm.
Where they get on average 20 to 30 days off, and we get on average 11.
Not me. I'll be going out of work now.
You don't even work, dog. So
for like 2 weeks, I stopped.
Right. You don't have a job.
I'm unemployed for 2 weeks. But when I did work,
2 weeks too long.
When I did work, I worked a lot. Y'all know I worked a lot. I worked every night except for on Saturdays.
Used to.
It's been 2 weeks.
You used to does not mean anything. But anyway,
it's been 2 weeks.
Mr. Bernie Sanders on Wednesday introduced the bill to establish a standard 4-day work week, in the United States without any reduction in pay. The bill over 4 years would lower the threshold required for overtime pay from 40 hours to 32 hours. It would require overtime pay at a rate of 1.5 times a worker's regular salary for work days longer than 8 hours, and it would require overtime pay at double a worker's regular salary for working longer than 12 hours. That's pretty dope. Those are a lot of things that a lot of people have been wishing for a long time. And to put this and to just put this in place I just think would make the average person more happy. They'll have a better work life relationship. They'll have more time to spend with their family, or to skip their family and go to the bar and drink, whatever you want to do. You'll have more time to do those things instead of being at work. And most of us know on Fridays we don't do nothing. We do about as least work as we can on Fridays. So the work that we do on Fridays can get done on a Thursday, and we can end the week out. Some people, not everybody's going to work Monday through Friday, but these are the people who do. So some people who work different hours, maybe you'll get Monday off. Right. Maybe you'll get Wednesday off. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll work differently for, whatever the position that you work in, but you will only work 32 hours, and anything over that, you'll get paid for that. And that's dope, man. What you think about it?
I think Americans in general would be more productive. Like I see it all the time in the health field, especially like with things like sending faxes and records and emails and things like that. More people are generally going to rush out and try to get all of their work done within 1 or 2 days versus taking the whole week to get everything done.
Right.
So more people, like for instance, at my job, like I see more emails come in maybe on Monday mornings and maybe on Fridays.
Right.
Because those 2 days are everybody is mostly trying to get all of their work done so that way they can chill out for the middle part of the week.
Right. So you think that people will be more productive?
I do think people will be more productive, yes. But I also feel like people would have more freedoms to do whatever they want to do, like you were saying, like spend time with your family and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Because for me, I'm looking at it like, I know what I could do with an extra 8 hours of just me time and family time and not having to worry about work time.
Right. I mean, we also got to think about, man, we have a lot of artificial intelligence that's moving in. We have a lot of automation and new technology that's coming forth.
So that's also going to allow us to be more free.
Right. Those things should help us. Let's use these things to give us more times with our family and less time that we have to stress about work and what's going on at work. Man, I think that just moving to a 32-hour work week with no loss of pay is not a radical idea, Sanders said in a press release. Today, American workers are over 400% more productive than they were in the 1940s, and yet millions of Americans are working longer hours for lower wages than they were decades ago. That has got to change. The financial goings from the major advancements in artificial intelligence, automation, and new technology must benefit in the working class, not just corporate CEOs and wealthy stockholders on Wall Street. It's time to reduce the stress level of our country and allow Americans to enjoy a better quality of life. I 100% agree. I think that we're stressed out. That's why Americans are always the ones coming to work, shooting up everybody, because it's so stressful. We work day in, day out. We get 2 days to relax, 48 hours to relax, and then you right back in that month.
Right.
Like, dude, it's never ending either. Yeah, we can't retire to almost 70 years old, 65 and whatever. You still working. You see these people in Walmart still working.
And some of them be older than that, man, still working.
Right, exactly, because it's so hard. You have to almost be a millionaire to be able to retire. I mean, it's difficult, man, in the country where it's like I said, it's almost impossible to come from nothing to something in this place. And just giving people time, that's enough, man, to make people happier. And that's the reason why Europeans are more happier than Americans. They have more time with their family, man. They give them the whole month of August off pretty much for them to go take time with their family and go take vacation and go do something with your people.
Explore the world.
Right. Instead of stressing off work and making sure they make money, the CEOs make money and the stockholders get paid. It's bull, man. Let's talk about Boeing for a minute, man. Boeing is man, dude. It's a debacle. It's just it's ridiculous. We watched John Oliver a couple weeks ago. He pretty much kicked the door down on this situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. They're cutting corners. They're putting people's lives at stake. They're not teaching their engineers or their pilots how to fly the planes correctly. All the problems that they're putting forth is just they've killed several people, 700 people, several. How many planes have went down because of this crap?
Right. How
I
many
mean,
emergency landings and emergency stops
man, dude,
do we have to have? And the fact that we've had at least 8 emergency stops or landings in the last 2 weeks.
It's crazy.
That's a lot.
We got tires falling off, catching fire.
Fuel leaks
We got
mid-air.
fuel leaks. We got doors coming off the hinges. I mean, we got the planes going up. They got them going down. They pressed a button. I guess a hostess pressed the button on the pilot's seat somehow, which drove him forward, which made him hit the control panel. And a lot of people in the plane went up, hit their heads, bust their heads. I mean, this is just disgraceful, man. Anybody else that was putting out a product like this would have been sued. But they are doing a criminal probe right now.
Mhm.
The government
That's
is
just
looking
on
at
the
them.
one for where the door came off.
I mean, if they're doing a criminal probe, it's anything they would find. I would think they would go further into looking.
And then Boeing had the nerve to say, oh, well, when we figure out, once our investigation concludes and we figure out which employees it was that made these mistakes, we're going to give those employees additional training.
Nah, man, it's you cutting back for stockholders.
That's you trying to, right.
And then they was outsourcing.
Save money?
They was outsourcing and getting people to do things that shouldn't have been building on the plane in the first place.
Right.
Why are you outsourcing when you have top-notch engineers at Boeing? Like, what are they doing? Like, it's ridiculous, man. And then we have the whistleblower. You know, he's with John Barnett, who was found in South Carolina with a gunshot wound.
And they trying to say that it was suicide.
Yeah, 62-year-old, and he was the Boeing whistleblower. He had previously told a family or friend not to believe what authorities would say if he was found dead. He said, don't believe them if they say it's suicide. And that's the first thing that comes out. I mean, we don't, it just doesn't look good, man. Boeing looks like they're just trying to cover everything up. I mean, we don't know for sure what's going on, but this is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, police are investigating after Barnett's was discovered in a hotel car parking lot in Charleston with a single gunshot wound in the head, along with what officers described as a silver handgun and a white piece of paper that closely resembled a note. A coroner's report said he died from a self-inflicted wound. Through the Charleston Police Department is still making inquiries. After retiring in 2018, Barnett accused Boeing, his employee of 32 years, of cutting corners, which is what they're doing.
Right. We can see that in clear evidence.
Clearly using substandard parts to build planes, exactly what they're doing. He claimed to have reported that this management had been ignored, though Boeing has denied this. When we saw on John Oliver, him talking to different people that worked at Boeing, and all of them said that I wouldn't ride this plane.
Right.
That means they know that it's been mismanagement and they're not listening to them.
Right. And they know that these parts are not safe. And
they know that.
They know that these planes aren't safe to ride.
The workers, the engineers are telling them that. They're telling them, hey man, what are y'all doing? Just like at your job, you're trying to tell your boss, hey, look, and he's not listening because he has an upper that's telling him, oh, don't worry about that. The bottom dollar and our stockholders is all that matters.
Right.
And then they want to start blaming the employees after they did all this. It's crazy, man.
Well, all the upper management that made all these decisions to cut costs and cut corners.
Man. Now they gonna blame
put money in their pockets.
The little guy. Blame him. The crazy part is a close family friend, her name was Jennifer, to Mr. Barnett. said that he did not commit suicide. There is no way. He loved life too much. He loved his family too much. He loved his brothers too much to put them through what they're going through right now. I think somebody didn't like what he had to say and wanted to shut him up and didn't want to come back on anyone. So that's why they made it look like a suicide.
Yeah.
She claimed he insisted, "I'm not scared," before adding, "but if anything happens to me, it's not a suicide," is what she said. He said to her. So, I hope they fully investigate this, man. I know it's going to be hard to prove, but man, it just seemed like the timing of this,
it just doesn't add up.
It doesn't look right, man.
Being the fact that the day that he went missing, he was doing court the day that they found him dead.
Wasn't the criminal? Yeah, and
he was being deposed
in
a lawsuit,
right,
for Boeing the day he was found dead.
Yeah, man. The timing just is crazy. It's scary, man. It's scary stuff, man. What Boeing is on, what's going on, and all the people's lives that they're putting in danger just to put some money in their pockets. Judge Mull's third contempt case against Arizona for failing to improve prisons' health care. Now, Arizona has been known to be horrible to its prisoners, treating the prisoners horrible. We all know that they committed a crime, but does that mean that you have to treat them like trash? I know that we had Sheriff, what was his name? Sheriff
Penzone.
Nah, Joe.
No.
The back in the name, Sheriff Joe. I forget his last name now. But I don't care. He sucked. He the one that had the green baloney and pink underwear, and that's the type of shit that we used to have going on in Arizona, and people was voting for that stuff happily here. I'm happy those days are over and these crazy people are gone. Arpaio, that was his name. They used to vote for him happily, man. They loved it. They loved it. Yay! He treated them like crap. Like, dog.
He putting them in chain gangs and lining them up across the street and making them clean up, and he doing this, and he putting them in tents.
Piece of shit. And they closed down Kent City. They closed down all that because that's what he was. It was ridiculous. You don't have to treat people like this, man. Yes, they committed a crime, but they still have human rights. Unfortunately, you can't do that.
Right.
You have to treat them like humans. This is the reason why, like I said, Arizona gets such a bad light put on it when in these type situations, man. We don't care this, but that's that Republican-led stuff, man. That's how they are.
Yeah.
They want to pile everybody in jail, put everybody in jail for everything, and then they don't even care about the jails. Every southern state is one of the worst. They still got chain gangs in Alabama. They still got, they still do it here.
And then they make the prisoners work for pennies on a dollar.
Right, they don't make nothing. And dude, it's ridiculous, man. But a judge presiding over a nearly 12-year-old lawsuit challenging the quality of healthcare in Arizona prisons, considering whether to launch a third contempt of court proceeding against the state for failing to improve prisoners' care. Arizona's system for providing medical and mental care for the nearly 25,000 people incarcerated in state-run prisons remains fundamentally lacking, U.S. District Judge Rosalind Silver said, and prisoners are at risk. The prisoners just get worse. Everything just get worse.
Healthcare just get worse.
The people are going to be fighting. It's bad for the people who made us just be there for a couple months, a couple years. They end up getting stabbed, and the worse you make their environment, the worse the prisoners are going to act.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the way it is, man. So experts who monitor prison healthcare operations on behalf of Silver said at a court hearing Friday that NAFCare, the private company hired by state to provide those services, doesn't have enough workers and needs to increase salaries for new and existing employees. And they don't want to do that.
But again, it goes back to a lot of companies are citing short staffing as to the reason why they can't get their jobs done.
I don't understand why you can't hire people. I don't get it. You can hire people. People are going to come for those jobs if you put those out there. It's just an excuse. They're not trying to hire anyone. They're trying to run with the staff they have so they can keep the money in their pocket and they can keep their little money going. That's all it's about.
Yep. So they can keep making profits.
What you got?
We got a couple things going on today. I know mostly it's food related.
Told you.
So we
I
do have
told
some
you.
serious news going on in the world of Lyft and Uber
Oh,
this
okay.
this week.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Lyft and Uber said that they will cease operations in Minneapolis after the city council voted on Thursday
To raise
to
minimum wage.
override a mayoral veto
Mm-hmm.
and require that ride hauling services increase driver wages
Mm.
to the equivalent of the local minimum wage of $15.57.
Mm-mm.
Lyft and Uber are calling the ordinance deeply flawed,
Mm.
saying in a statement that it supports a minimum earning standard for drivers, but not the one passed by the council. The ordinance makes their operations unsustainable,
Mm.
and as a result, they're shutting down operations in Minneapolis when the law takes effect on May 1st. So what they're doing is saying that rideshare services need to pay their drivers $1.41 per mile or 51 cents per minute,
Mm-hmm.
which would equate to about $5 a ride, right?
And they can't do that.
And Lyft and Uber said, no, that's going to be too much for us.
So, like I said, man, most states have minimum wage increases right now. So, what are they going to do? I mean, it's most states. It's coming here too.
Yeah, definitely.
What are they going to do? I mean, you? How do they think that wages are going to stay the same forever when the price of everything is going up? I mean, the wages cannot stay the same forever. Man, dude, the wages have been the same since the 90s.
For 30 years, the federal minimum wage has been the same.
And
$7.
and they won't change it.
And they won't change it.
And inflation just keeps going, but everybody gonna act like you can't. I mean, this is not the way it works, man.
Exactly.
That's why I say it all the
federal
time.
minimum wage is $7.25 an hour.
Inflation.
And you can go to McDonald's and buy a Big Mac meal for $12.
Nobody cares about that though.
But look at the
It's
comparison.
about groceries.
It is about groceries.
That's the one that matters
it's
the
about
most.
Food in general.
Groceries cost too much.
They cost way more.
People can't afford it.
You can't
Right.
afford anything.
McDonald's is not what people gonna go by. But if you can't go to the grocery store,
it was just an example.
I understand, but if you can't go to the grocery store and buy what you need, bread, milk, eggs is $6.
And milk is almost $2-3.
That's crazy.
A gallon.
That's insane. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, we have to have
average,
higher
the
wages,
half
man.
gallon is $1.99.
Wages and inflation should be connected forever.
They should.
If you raise your prices on your goods, then your prices of the people you work with goes up. Stop raising the prices on your products all the damn time. Are they trying to? Well, gas is higher and this is higher. Hey, we get it, but I still got to go through it and make it in life.
Right.
So I don't get to just raise the price of something. So now, man, I don't know. Like I said, man, they just want to keep their profits. Everything's about Wall Street and keeping their profits the same. And they'll do whatever they got to do that. And that's
so
the
that
part
they
that
can go
kills me.
public.
Right.
And get that extra money, get that Wall Street money is what they were trying to do.
Exactly.
But, moving on.
I have something to talk about.
Oh, do you?
It's sad news. I ain't gonna lie, but it's still, I don't know if you guys are going to talk about this. But a couple weeks ago, police in California shot and killed a 15-year-old with autism.
Goodness.
Yeah. They were called after a mental health crisis, and the kid, he was a black kid with autism, and he was charging towards them with the gardening tool because they knocked down the door, and he charged towards them, and they shot him.
Well, that's what they do. I mean, they shoot first and ask questions later.
Yep,
that's just how they get down. A gardening tool. Did you really have to shoot him? I mean, for real. But that's the way they are, man. They feel any threat towards their lives, they just take them out.
Any object in anybody's hand,
anything,
is a threat to the police.
I mean, they killed a dude here in Mesa. And he didn't have nothing to do with anything. I think he had a cell phone in his hand. He just walked in and they killed him. Shot the dude, killed him. I mean, these policemen. I don't know if they need better training, or we need to bring people on to the scene that understands mental health issues. But man, the like I say all the time, man, our police are they just go forward. They never go backwards, and that's a problem to me.
Mm-hmm.
Any other country, man, they set up a parameter. They get away from the person and they try to figure out a way to talk the person down. We just go in and start shooting
We
immediately.
rarely try to negotiate
No, ain't
or
no negotiation.
de-escalate
We don't do that.
any
No,
situation.
just shoot them. That's the first thing we do. It's I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
It's just dumb shit.
But anyway, Randy's Donuts, the iconic shop from Inglewood,
Mm-hmm.
is making its way to Arizona.
I wonder if they're gonna put the big ass donut on I think that's just a location thing, like for that location to make it famous.
It could be, but that does what that is their sign. It says Randy's Donuts
I know,
on it.
but I
so
don't think every location has that big ass donut. I don't think that's the only one they have.
They said the company published on its website that its Future Valley storefront will be located near 7th Street and Bethany Home.
Oh, they ain't that far.
And the projected opening date has not been announced for the shop that will open at 5709 North 7th Street in Phoenix.
That's dope, man. Arizona's getting a lot of dope stuff, but a lot of it's coming from.
She done put on a whole new shirt on top.
What?
She in the bag. She done put on a whole new shirt on top of the Care Bear shirt and said, "Here, come button my sweater back up."
What are you doing? So ridiculous.
So yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I'm definitely interested in trying Randy's Donuts. So
I know you trying to eat.
I'm trying to eat everything, including Bojangles, the North Carolina-based chain that specializes in fried chicken, biscuits, and tea. Is officially bringing its southern flavor to Arizona.
You know it's from the South when they said tea as one of the specialties.
Dog, let me tell you.
Drinking all that goddamn sweet tea.
Let me tell you.
That's diabetes, man.
Their tea is not as sweet as McDonald's tea. McDonald's tea is diabetes.
I've never had McDonald's tea in my life. Sweet tea?
That shit's so goddamn sweet.
I've never had it.
I'm glad you never had it.
Right,
because Bojangles tea is 10 times better than McDonald's tea.
Oh man, I don't know, man.
That's how good it is.
I don't know. I trust y'all, man.
But they announced that the signing of a multi-unit development agreement will bring 20 new restaurants to Phoenix. No projected.
They said 20?
20.
Oh, that's dope.
20,
I thought it was just going to be one.
20.
20.
We're getting 20 Bojangles locations.
That's crazy.
Projected opening date has not been announced for any of the locations, nor has the actual location for where each location will be has been announced.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, that's cool. A lot of people from the Southeast.
Oh, man. We all
will
over
love
it.
From North Carolina, and Virginia. Would you grab those?
Look, the first thing I've been saying is I want to go home so I can get me some Bojangles. I've been saying that for some years now. I need me some Bojangles in my life.
Bojangles.
And look, I will gladly wear a country title. Okay?
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm from. Okay? All right. And for those Chick-fil-A lovers that's out there, Chick-fil-A said they're going to open up 2 new locations, but they're going to be concept locations that will be opening this year. One of the concepts is no dining room, no drive-through, no cashiers. So what's going to happen is you're going to make an order either through their website or through their app.
Right.
And it's basically a mobile order, but you just go in and pick it up.
So basically salad and go.
Pretty much. They're going to use the salad and go concept.
There's a lot of places doing this nowadays.
But, this location will open up in Manhattan this week.
That makes sense in those type of areas like New York and Cali.
Right, and that's basically what they're doing it for. They're doing it for their New York on the go people,
Right,
because
right.
that city is pretty much all walkable,
Yeah.
always on the go, right? And they said that the other concept is a drive-through only location, which will be opening in Atlanta. And the restaurant will be will have designated pickup lines for those who are using the mobile app.
Yeah.
So you'll have your drive-through only where you go through and you talk to your person to make your order, but you'll also have your drive-through lanes where, I made a mobile app order and I'm just going to go ahead and go through this lane and pick up my order and keep on going. So we'll see how the new concepts go as they're trying to evolve, I guess you could say.
Yeah, your headphones.
They're just wanting to cater to more people as
Yeah.
more technology is coming out,
I mean,
more AI is coming out,
Right.
and those things like that. So I think that's kind of dope.
I mean, hey, whatever, man. It's still gonna be people manning these places, so it's still gonna be jobs. But the person that's manning it by themselves, they should be paid a lot more.
A lot
That
more.
person should be making a little money. You know what I mean, I man this place with one or two other people. That should be something that's put a little money in their pocket. I don't know, but what? What is that? What the hell? This supposed to be back in the day or something?
That's what they wore. It was a product.
That looks retarded. Soak it up. That looks dumb. Anyway, what we got
I might
here?
have to clip that out.
We got Nathan Wade resigns from Trump case after judge ruling. That's when we was talking about the Fannie
Willis.
Yeah, so he has to step down because he was sleeping with Miss Fannie Willis and Fannie T. Willis. So the ultimatum that the judge gave them is that he has to step down. The ruling by Judge Scott McAfee on accusations of the conflict of interest cut a middle path between removing Miss Willis and the Fulton County District Attorney and her full vindication. The judge sharply criticized her for dating Mr. Wade, whom she said had hired to manage the elections interference case, calling it a tremendous lapse of judgment. He also had a lot of other things to say about her being unprofessional. He said that her playing the race card was some type odor. He said, I forgot, man, but whatever. He's in Georgia, so they're gonna be on some old racist stuff. But anyway, I just, I'm happy they didn't kick her off the case, man, because the Republicans really wanted that, you know what I mean? And they're trying to turn it around, everything on her, try to make it about her personal life and who she's sleeping with and all this. She's doing a good job to me. Get him. He was trying to get the election taken away. We heard it on video, him talking to the person on telephone, recording of him telling the Georgia person he needed more votes found. I need to find whatever, how many thousand votes he said he needed to find. We heard it. So how was he just gets away with this stuff, man? He's not just getting away with this. He should pay for it. And they're trying to turn it around on her and make Fannie T. Willis a bad person. Nah, man, this is about Trump and him trying to steal the election even though he lost. Now, what is he gonna do this time? Last time they rushed the Senate, hurt people, killed people. What are they gonna do this time when he lose? No, nobody else is talking about that. But what is he gonna do this time when this fucker lose and he got everybody rushing to the Senate?
Right.
He gonna tell everybody it was stolen. He's gonna keep the same playbook when he lose this time. I just, man, dude, I don't understand why this dude is able to run, man. And then since he owns the Supreme Court, they let him go telling the states that they can't keep him off the ballots, even though this dude didn't led an insurrection.
They don't
care. It's crazy, man. But you know what I'm saying? When Republicans, they don't care about anything except banning women and banning black people. That's all they care about. Yep. What books can we keep out from blacks? What books can we keep out from gays? And what rights can we take away from women? That's all they care about. You got anything else?
Yeah, can we go to a quick commercial break real fast?
Let's take a break, bro. We'll be right back. Oh, oh. We're back. We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, sports enthusiasts and fans of the game.
Habari Sports.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, sports enthusiasts and fans of the game, welcome to this week's electrifying edition of Habari Sports. I don't know, man. Suns, man. We lose. We lose every game every big game we lose. I mean, I like that we beat Denver, but man, the Celtics mopped us up twice in a row, pretty much. It was pretty bad, man. That's not good when that's the team, like the number one team in the East right now, and we just got mollywopped, as they would call it. It wasn't good, man. I mean, we were able to beat the Hornets, but the Hornets have 17 wins. They have 17 wins. They suck, super suck. So,
but they ain't got LaMelo, so
right. They don't even have Melo. They don't have. He hurt right now. So yeah, man, the Melo brothers are fragile. I hate to say that, but they're fragile. They always broke up, bro.
No, Melo's barely been injured.
He gets injured every year though. Yes, every year.
You didn't get hurt last year?
The other, yes, he did. And the other one is always broke up. The one from Chicago.
Lonzo hasn't played in like 3 years.
Dude, it's fragile, bro. Oh, dude,
I think he tore his ACL.
Dad really did sell that, man.
Yeah, I think he tore his ACL.
Man, anyway. Booker had 21. I think was that his first? No, he played in Boston. He was there in Boston looking, and we still lost. But it was his first game back, I think. But he led a balanced Phoenix attack with 21 points, 11 assists. That's pretty good. As the Suns beat the Hornets 107-96 on Friday for their fourth win in 6 games. It's pretty good. It's just those 2 losses was both the Celtics, and that's kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like we should have gave them a better run. Grayson Allen and Beal each scored 15. Nurkic chipped in with 13 and 21 rebounds. The Suns are 39 and 28. I think we were in the 6th spot or 5th spot, one of the 2 right now. I don't know, man. I just like I said, with the type of team that we have and the type of money that we're spending on our team, you would think that we've done a little bit better. It's kind of daunting to look at the standings and see OKC and Minnesota ahead of us.
Well, they hoopers. Y'all not.
I mean, the regular season doesn't mean much at all, but OKC, Minnesota, Denver has been the top 3 teams all year. And I don't know, man. We've been not the top team. So I don't know, man. And on the last Celtics game, Coach Joe Mazzulla, he tried to block the Suns player shot after a timeout, and and he made the dude miss the shot. Did the coach playing defense on our players, and we. I don't know, man. It just seemed like I just felt like, man, and then we got mopped up 127 to 112. And the coach out there slapping our shots. I don't know, man.
So nobody like y'all.
Man. Well, Royce O'Neal tried to shoot a 3-pointer and Mazzulla put a hand on his face and then he missed it. The coach. We suck right now. But anyway, I just man, what do you think about the NFL signings so far? Did you see any?
No.
You don't pay attention to nothing but the goddamn phone. Anyway,
that's usually where I get my source of income at.
Whatever, man. Your
The
source of information.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
You can't even say the phrase correctly.
Right. That's where I get my source of information. I said income. My dumb ass.
Anyway, man, it's the crazy part is to see your boy retire. Can you take that down? The Suns. We see what's your boy name from this Aaron Donald. There we go. He retired. It's pretty big. What do you see any other signings that was cool?
Saquon Barkley is leaving.
Who did he go? He went to the Eagles. He went to the Eagles. We got your boy
Kirk
from
Cousins is going to the Falcons.
To the Falcons. Your boy from the Titans, he went to the Ravens. Big boy, I can't even think of his name right now. Big running back.
Jimmy Garoppolo. He was on to Rams.
Hey, he's gonna be a backup.
Marquise Hollywood Brown was signed to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, so that gives them a decent wideout.
Chargers are trading wide receiver Keenan Allen to the Bears for a 4th-round pick.
Yeah, that gives them a decent route out.
That's all I really seen.
What was dude? I forget dude names from the. What's the running back from the Titans name? Big dude, running people over all the time. I know he went to the Ravens. I just can't think of his name. But anyway,
was released.
I think the Ravens that's going to hook the Ravens up, man. The Cardinals, we haven't did anything.
They released Odell.
Who, the Ravens did?
They released.
Yeah, him. He didn't do anything, man.
Cardinals trading Rondale Moore for Desmond Ridder.
Cardinals suck, man. We got to do something better. I know that
Calvin Ridley is is a Titan.
I'm hoping that we get Marvin Harrison. In
Derrick
draft.
Henry.
There we go, Derrick Henry.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. Derrick Henry is with the Ravens, and that's pretty big, man.
Oh yeah, they're really. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they should be good. I mean, I know he's pushing 30, and that's about when running backs start to decline. But they should be able to get a good year out of them, man. And their running game should be ridiculous.
Gosh, that's gonna be my main team in Madden now.
Joe Mixon went to the Texans. Yeah, he did pretty good job with the Bengals as a wideout. I'm surprised.
Zach Moss.
Oh, that's Randy Moss' son, huh? Right?
I think so.
I'm not for sure on that either. Let's run the comic book. Zach Moss.
Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by.
Yeah, Zach Moss is not Randy Moss' son. It's a different Moss. But anyway,
sponsored by no one.
Sponsored by no one. All that good stuff.
If you would like to sponsor us, it's info@habarientertainment.com.
Yes. Hit us up. We're gonna talk about X-Men 97, and some of the things that's been going around with that. It comes out next week, which is pretty exciting.
Whoa.
We've been waiting. We've been waiting 30 years to get the ending of this cartoon, man. I know I have, because I was invested fully back in the day in this. So I mean, the executive producer Brad Winderbaum recently teased that the upcoming Disney Plus series could feature cameos from non-mutant superheroes. That's pretty dope. The original series, X-Men the animated series, was no stranger to guest appearances from the stars of other Marvel cartoons in the 90s: Captain America, Carol Danvers, Scarlet Witch, War Machine, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Black Panther, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Thor, Nick Fury, just some of the people that was on the show back in the day, man. The animated series during its 5-season run lend a hand or make a silent cameo. Whatever. People were willing to lend a hand and make a silent cameo. Speaking with Variety ahead of X-Men's 97th premiere, Wendell Brown revealed that the fans can expect the same level of cameos as the original series. So that's pretty dope. Although X-Men 97 is not officially set in the Marvel's in the MCU, that didn't stop Wendell Brown from suggesting that characters from the animated show could appear down the road in MCU projects because it's still in the same universe. You know, it's just a different, you know what I mean? So people could still show up. Even though X-Men 97 is not in the sacred timeline, there's a universe of 90s cartoons that we know, the executive producer teased. Because of Loki and other multi-universe stories, we know that if your brain wants to go there, you know there's always potential for connection. So that's pretty dope, man, that they have other people coming in, and it makes it a little bit more exciting for the cartoon. And you know, I'm an old head. I still like watching it because I grew up watching this stuff. So also we had from X-Men 97 some bad news. We had Bo DeMayo. He was fired, possibly for being too revealing on an OnlyFans site. He dude is he's a gay writer, and he's already has himself, spotlight on him because of those things. But he supposedly has an OnlyFans. This is not for sure, but this is what was reported by the Hollywood Reporter that he
So let me
did
get
that.
this
This is the
right.
reason why he was fired.
He got fired for having an online account.
An OnlyFans account where he's showing his body and stuff. He's just not paying others. He's
the one who's getting
he's showing his body online. So they're not gonna have nothing to do with no stuff like that, man. Dude did work on Moon Knight and reportedly work on drafts of Mahershala Ali's Blade, which has been a mess for some reason. And he has completed the writing of X-Men 97 season 2 and was reportedly discussing ideas for a third season with the writing team, making his sudden firing more surprising to fans. Now, the Insider report may provide insight on the Marvel Studios' decision to fire DeMayo from 97. According to Snyder's reporting, DeMay was an absolute nightmare to deal with daily. And after DeMayo's firing was announced, fans speculated that his OnlyFans account was the reason for the sudden dismissal, as it likely would it wouldn't gel with the Disney family's friendly image. While this remains as speculation, this is not 100%. It's just speculation. This is why he was fired. Snyder reports that Disney executives found his behavior on OnlyFans creepy. It should be noted that as of this writing, neither Marvel Studios or DeMayos have publicly commented on the reason of his firing. But, them being Disney and being so G-rated, man, you would think that this is probably the reason why that he was let go. We don't know for sure, like I said again. But they also said that a lot of people was getting into it with him, and he had some issues on set. So we'll find out, man. Hopefully that this doesn't mess up anything that they have going forward, and we still get our content. I mean, because I know, dude, he'll bounce back, and he'll get another job out here, because most people do. That's that talented. So we're gonna play the game. Get up out of here.
Yeah, we could do that in Hollywood Hot Mess.
Oh, my bad. Run the Hollywood Hot Mess, man. We almost done.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood Hot Mess with Iesha Rowan. Sponsored by
No one. You want to sponsor us, please contact us at info@habarieNtertainment.com. We can send you our packages And we are doing like what $15 shout outs for
Mhm.
company. So man, it's pretty cheap, man. Hit us up. We'll shout your company out, tell them what people do and how to contact you. Just send us an email and we can work it out.
All right. So, I mean, this week, as usual, a lot goes on in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
But we like to take the most outlandish stories and see how y'all feel about them. This week, Aiden Ross claimed he and rapper Sexy Red had sex.
Oh,
Hey,
hey man, I don't know, bro. This new generation is weird, man.
It really is. During a conversation with DJ Atticus,
Academics.
look, y'all know I don't know these
goodness.
people's names and how to pronounce
That's
it, so
why
I
don't
know
even-
y'all know. Y'all, I'm gonna fuck them up.
Academics.
Whatever. Anyway,
Yeah,
Continue
that's why I
on.
should have did the story. Anyway,
You
let's
should
go.
have.
Yeah,
because you know I was gonna mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
But Ross told him that he and Sexy Red had hooked
Hey.
up.
No.
He said, "I did Sexy Red.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was really good."
Wow.
He followed up.
Uh-huh.
He also went on to say that Sexy Red was the dominant one.
He's stupid. People say anything for laughs nowadays.
They
man.
really do.
Clickbait. But she was talking to Bootleg Kev, I think it was yesterday, and she denied all accusations.
In her response,
Right.
she said that he paid her
Right, that
to
was her
take
first response.
his virginity.
Yeah.
And she said, "I did just that."
Right.
But then she followed up with another response that said, "You couldn't touch me with a stick."
What? Okay.
So, I mean, we don't really know for sure if it happened, but
It didn't. I just said she was talking to Bootleg Kev, and she said she was just playing along with his bull. Nothing happened. I saw the video yesterday.
that's what she say.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But hey, whatever. But
She might not want people to know she did it. She could be saying she could be doing it for that
really?
reason. I don't know.
She's talking about her booty hole color, and she thinks she really did something that she wants to hide. She openly talks
You
about her
don't think
booty
that
hole.
she can have an embarrassment moment? You don't think she can be like, "Oh man, I should have did that. I regret that. That was fucked up."
She talks about her booty hole on records. So absolutely not. I don't think she can be embarrassed about anything. Straight up.
Okay.
I don't think that's a gene that she has in her DNA.
It's to be embarrassed
And
about something.
I think she's just wide open. Let it breathe, as she says.
Never know.
Man, that's what I think, bro. Whack Jimmy.
Jason Derulo.
Oh, we got another one?
Yeah. He had to bend to the call of nature during his most recent show.
No, stop it. No, get from under there.
He brought the entire show to a sudden stop in the middle of a song because he had to go take a piss.
Piss poor bathroom planning, bro.
Poorly.
You got to do it before, man. I don't know what happened. He
Yeah,
forgot.
I mean, once the crowd finally realized that he wasn't joking and saying he really needed a timeout so he can go to the bathroom, like he was supposed to be up there doing a specific dance and he was up there dancing like he really had to use the bathroom.
Wow.
And they just booed him off the stage.
Why didn't he go when he did a wardrobe change or something?
I don't know. Maybe he had too much to drink. But going forward, since he's still on tour for like the next month, he has learned his lesson and will now go to the bathroom before he goes on stage.
I hope so, Mr. Derulo's short man.
But yeah, I mean, that right there is just, that was the ultimate childish move. Because anytime you leave the house, you always ask the kids, especially when you're going on a long trip and you got to do something.
But sometimes it happens unexpectedly. But
that is true. But mostly it happens unexpectedly when you've had a lot to drink.
Right.
And then you're gonna try to go on stage and perform and not use the bathroom before.
Mm-hmm.
That's misjudgment right there.
Yeah, he fucked up. I agree, but I don't think it's as bad as people is making it. But whatever, dog. Let's play this game, man.
Don't know. I probably would have just laughed at him.
Let's get ready to play trivia for loot. Sponsored by
That'd be gross.
All right, y'all. Y'all know the deal. 10 questions. This week we don't have a guest, so it's just you and Jimmy. In which U.S. city is it illegal to carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket on Sundays?
What the hell? That's dumb. Who cares? Alabama. Oh, it's a city. So what's a city in Alabama? Jimmy. Oh, it's Arkansas. He lived in.
But
It's Florida, Miami, Florida.
Alabama is a city in Georgia.
Oh, whatever. I wouldn't have known that. I can't even think of a city in Alabama right now. Birmingham. There we go.
Birmingham, Alabama. There you
That's
go.
my guess.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong because it's Lexington, Kentucky.
I knew it was somewhere in the South, though. I knew it was gonna be some South shit. Dumb.
This next one is also in the South. In which city did a law once require citizens to own a gun and
Texas.
ammunition?
Yeah, I would say Virginia. Oh, and it's a city too. Dang. Huh. Dallas, Texas.
No, sir. It's gonna be Kennesaw, Georgia.
Camisaw. You never heard of Kennesaw. Okay.
Kennesaw.
Never heard of it.
Me either.
Dog. We don't know all these little ass cities you keep picking.
In which city did a law ban the singing of Christmas carols without a permit?
Chicago.
No, sir.
We
no,
gonna be
sir.
wrong on every one of these crazy ass questions.
It is going to be Portland, Oregon.
Who would know that?
Demi said she knew.
Oh,
In
my
which
God.
city is it illegal to walk your pet
Jacksonville,
alligator
Florida.
down the street without a leash?
Jacksonville.
No,
Miami.
no.
It's got to be somewhere in Florida or Louisiana. New Orleans.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, bro.
Baton
It's-
Rouge.
Seattle, Washington.
What the hell? Ain't no goddamn alligators in Seattle. This is dumb shit, man.
Oh my gosh. Why do we? Can we just skip this one? We don't know it. We don't know it.
In which city
Stop,
is it
Demi.
illegal to tickle a woman under the chin with a feather duster?
Wow. Who comes up with this stupid shit, man?
I mean, I was looking at these laws like, really?
Then why you gonna ask us? No,
I thought maybe y'all should know.
You didn't think we would know this. Quit it. San Antonio, Texas.
Mm-mm.
Omaha, Nebraska. Wow.
Because we didn't know it, so I'm just gonna skip it.
No one's gonna know these questions.
Which U.S. city is home
my
to a
gosh.
museum dedicated entirely to bananas?
That's hard.
It's just gonna be guessing cities because I'm not even gonna try.
Bananaville.
Nope.
She said no. This is really ridiculously hard, man.
Mecca, California.
Never heard of it.
This one you probably should know.
Why would,
In which U.S. city is it illegal
why would I
to
know
play
this?
hopscotch on Sundays?
St. Louis.
cheating.
It's St. Louis. Now that's the only reason she said it because she said it.
Right.
I
should know.
I gave you the answer. I said
But
you
that's
should know
dumb.
it.
They don't go around messing with little kids playing hopscotch.
Hey, I'm supposed to be doing that today. Hey, stop it.
It'd be the dumbest pullover ever.
Right. Which U.S. city has a law prohibiting the raising of pet rats?
New York.
Surprisingly, no.
Mhm.
I that was the first thing I thought too when I saw the question.
Yeah, I would
But
think
I was
New
like,
York
yeah,
City.
no, it's not. It's not New York.
Where else do white people do crazy stuff? I don't know, man.
San Francisco.
Who wants a pet rat? I mean, there's some dumb pets in the world, but that's one of them.
One of the dumbest.
You went past something. Which U.S. city boosts a street called Electric Avenue?
Hey.
Which U.S. city boasts a street called Electric Avenue where all residents must keep their Christmas lights lit until February 2nd?
It's a law. That is dumb. I don't know, man. I think it says something like Garber Hall, Alabama.
You close.
Glendale, Arizona.
But it's not that. I don't know what that word is you pronounce.
I don't know. I couldn't see the name of the city. Jimmy went for
Something
it.
Arizona.
It is.
It's Alabama. I know
It is
that.
Alabama.
I thought it said Arizona.
No.
Gardendale.
I said Garbin Hall.
I thought it said Glendale, Arizona.
All right. Last question, guys.
Good.
Which U.S. city prohibits anyone from riding a bicycle in a swimming pool?
Baldwin City.
He cheated. Baldwin. I forget the state.
I don't know.
California.
It is in California,
Baldwin or something like that.
but it's Baldwin Park.
Oh, we tried to use the cheat, but it still lost.
Still lost.
We're not thanking you or we're not welcome. We did not like that game at all. That was trash.
Ain't my fault.
Made us look bad. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't my fault.
Jimmy, what are you doing?
She's trying to go out the door.
Leave that alone. No. No, you don't. Say okay. All right.
All right. Question sucked. See y'all next week.
Yeah, man.
Peace.
That was tough, man. And luckily we did not have a guest. They would have looked like straight idiots. This has got to get one.
I mean,
Hard ass question.
it wasn't me this week.
That's been her thing. She's been doing hard questions like that since we started doing this stuff, man. Nobody can win anything.
Hey.
Everybody just lose. Right. Goodness.
You have fun losing.
All right, man. Well, we thank everybody for watching. We appreciate it. Oh, crap. We'll be back at it next week. And what we got coming up today, we got Wealth for Generations coming up in a little bit. And I think your other show will be later tonight, the Valley Boys New Era show. But all right, man, we appreciate everybody for watching. Until next time, peace.
Holla, holla.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe